All right, friends, it's T-Man, and we back again with another video by Blaha, man. And we're gonna review this video by the gym lifting slave himself, JasonBlaha. He says, copying someone's training routine will not give you their physique. Copying who? Steroid people or natural people? Again, he gonna mix up all this stuff between the natural world and the fake world? He's a moron.
Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here, and I'm going to sit down and do another video for you guys and gals. This one may upset some people, but it is something that you need to hear. This is tough love. Let me get a sip of my water.
It's not going to upset anybody because you're probably going to use fake stuff.
My radio voice going on, let's talk about this. All right, one of the biggest mistakes that people have made over and over and over. This is one of the largest, literally largest training mistakes people have made.
Over and over.
They take someone...
Yes.
And they make the assumption that if I see that person and I want their physique, I want to look like them, if I just go follow their exact program and training and emulate their exact form, their technique, their lifts, their reps and sets, I will develop that physique. I will look just like them. Okay?
Yeah, if you follow a natural person, how they got there, then you can create your physique the way you want to create it. Yeah, definitely. Can you look like that person? Unless you were born a twin, like the Trent twins, then I don't think so. Okay, man?
Anyone who's been training a while is laughing. It sounds logical, right? Because they clearly got there. You're identical to them. And if you just train how they did, because we're all people.
Yeah, but you're not identical to them, okay?
You'll get the exact same identical results.
Identical result? You mean like if you take steroids and you train like them and do exactly what they did and take the same dosages, you'll get the same results? Yeah, you will. Will you look exactly like them? No, you're not their twin, but you'll get the exact same results. Yes, you will. Now, if you train natural and do what the other natural person did and did all the things that they did, yeah, you're going to get the same results, yes.
And you'll look like them, right?
If you do the exact same thing. That's the reason why they have a study. When they do a study, they grab a lot of people and they tell them, eat this, and do this in the gym. The problem with a lot of these studies, these people, they're not all doing the exact same thing. And so the outcome is going to be different. They're not exactly following it to a T. Their workout plan, what they're supposed to do, they don't seem to follow it exactly. And again, not all body types are the same, but Blaha's going to tell you that's a myth.
How often has that failed? 99.99% of the time. Biggest example that I think all of us know, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, he made a lot of his workouts public. He even wrote a whole book. My whole generation grew up with that book. Arnold's Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding was laid out.
Okay, man, his generation, I'm older than Blaha by 10 years, okay? My generation. And no, we didn't give a shit about Arnold's book. I did see it once, I saw his picture on the cover. It looked like shit anyways. He looked like shit on the cover. He didn't look like his, his days of the Olympia. But anyways, yeah, I don't know anybody that followed that book, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Not that I hadn't seen it in the bookstore, hadn't looked at it, but never even opened it to look at it. My friend pulled it off the shelf one time, turned the page, showed Arnold or something. Didn't even pay attention to it, never used his plan. I did look at Muscle Mag magazines. Muscle Mag was the magazine at the time coming out, and then back in the 80s and I guess 90s, Muscle Mag was the best. You would open it, you would look at it. There were pictures of descriptions of workouts, what type of workouts to do. You know, usually the regular stuff, bench press, this, that, dumbbells, flies, curls, blah, blah, blah. That's all they basically showed you in there. They didn't tell you it was based on an adaptation system, how to build muscle. They never explained anything. It's something you had to figure out on your own. There's no plan.
Bible. That was the lifting equivalent of the Bible. It was a God.
To do what? What the fuck is he talking about? What Bible? Nobody gives a shit about Arnold. I didn't even know who the fuck Arnold was. I saw him in some fucking movie, man. I didn't give a fuck about him. I didn't even know he was a bodybuilder. I just thought he was some guy with muscles on TV, an action star, okay?
Gospel created by God and handed down through.
Dude, we didn't have fucking cable in the 60s and 70s. They weren't advertising Mr. Olympia on the non-cable fucking networks, okay, dude? Christ.
Arnold Schwarzenegger to the masses of under-muscled weak centers. To that thing, it was considered holy. It was considered almost holy scripture by people. Like, it was absolute truth. Fundamental truth right there. All of it. How many people followed Arnold's exact routines? Thousands and thousands of people.
He's laughing and smiling. How many people followed his routines? I don't even know who fucking bought his book. And even those who bought the book, you think they really followed those routines? They just simply followed it's you got to pull down behind the neck or on the front. Oh, you have to curl like this. You do these curls, or you could do this for a curl and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they followed that routine, and so what? It's meaningless. It means nothing. Maybe they didn't know how to curl a fucking dumbbell, so they went and read fucking Arnold's stupid-ass fucking book, okay?
And not only didn't even get clothes, they didn't look anything like him. A lot of them still barely looked like they lifted.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a piece of shit, okay, man? He's fucking God-sent piece of garbage, okay? He's a fucking drug addict, just like you, motherfucker. You are a drug addict like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Two drug addicts, fucking nobodies, a bunch of nobody. Arnold Schwarzenegger is not even Arnold Schwarzenegger without his fucking drugs. He's fucking shit. He has no muscle, no strength, nothing. He's an old, dried-up old man, okay, dude?
You say, well, how can that be? I did what he did, except that you didn't do what he did. You didn't pick Arnold's parents.
He's a dried up old fucking man, dude. You understand me, man? Fuck his parents and fuck him, okay? He's a piece of shit, all right? His parents. His parents are shitty. They're nobody. What? He's an average height, an average dude, okay? Took steroids.
You didn't get those exact crossing over of the chromatids when it selected all the genes.
Christ, he's so like mellowing over this, drooling over Arnold Schwarzenegger. I didn't get his genes and everything because I came from the Jewish descent. They have no genes. They're so shitty. Our Jewish genes are so crappy. Fuck it. He came from the German, the fucking the hierarchy. Fucking whatever. The German hierarchy. He's got all the genes and everything. Ours are so shitty. Look at him crying, drooling over Arnold Schwarzenegger. Give me fucking break.
Didn't get his upbringing. You didn't have his work ethic. You didn't take.
What upbringing? What work ethic? What nothing? He was shit in school. Okay. He was shit. His father put him fucking to military school because he was shit. He was doing shit. He's shitty. He's stupid. He's stupid. He had to follow other people. He's a bad accent. You think he's a fucking brainchild or something. He just tried. He's a Leo, his background, whatever. He tried. That's all. He wanted to escape poverty. That's it. So he was lucky. He said he saw a magazine by Reg Park and that hit him. There's the goal. He shot for that goal. Some people are lucky. They find it early in life. Some people don't. I don't know.
All the stuff that he took, which would have been a lot. You didn't do all that. And even then people say, oh, if I just took this.
He did. He took a lot. Okay.
Stuff. No, that wouldn't have even done it, guys. I'm sorry, what do you mean? Well,
if you look at him in a gym with the rest of these drug addicts, they all pretty much look the same. They all look the same. It's just his body structure, his height is different than theirs. That's all. But they all look the same.
And I want to be clear here. A lot of Arnold's training has been, most experts who really studied muscle growth and lab would say he got a lot of stuff kind of wrong. He really got a lot of stuff wrong. People say, what do you mean?
He took steroids. You mean he got it wrong in the natural world? Yeah, he did. And he took steroids. So that just built fake artificial muscles. Could have done anything.
Excessive, ridiculous volumes of training. The guy was lifting for 4
which is associated with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Christ.
hours a day, 6 days a week, doing 2 a day most of the time. Okay? Absurdly high volumes. And even Arnold, and before someone says, how dare you?
Man, he usually trained 8 weeks before the Olympia. That's what he said. 8 weeks, he'd do a fucking cycle, and bam, he'd show up at the Olympia, bam. Because he was busy working, okay? He had to work. He wasn't like these bodybuilders today, hanging around on drugs, high drug dosages, all day, all night, fucking fooling around, cycling, doing weird shit. He was working. He had to work, man, okay? And then he would lift, and then maybe to maintain something, and then he'd do a high cycle 8 weeks before the Olympia. That's what he said. Okay, man.
He got results.
Look at Kevin Lavroni. Before he would go off, he looked like nobody, and then before the Olympia would come or something, for the next month or 2 months, he'd do a cycle, and bam, he'd bounce back in 2 months. What you saying? That's muscle he built there? It's all fake to look. Get it? It's fucking drugs, bro. It's cosmetic.
Why did he say later, as a much older man, in retrospect, I really overtrained. I almost feel like had I trained a lot less, I might have been even better. Do you guys remember him saying that? I do. So even he admits
What does it matter what he said? He took drugs.
that. So we need to be clear. If you believe that he knows anything about what he's talking about, by his own admission, that part is true. Okay? We're going to deny that? His form was often really bad, a lot of movements.
Does it matter? He took steroids. Anything you do, you're going to get a pump, right? You're going to build muscle, right? Blaha?
Was often really bad, a lot of really sloppy exercises, too much volume, all this stuff, right? So then people say, well, how did he get results? Okay, let's look at the list. Number one, the genetics. Anyone
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
understand how gifted the guy was for gaining muscle, proportion?
How gifted he was for gaining muscle? No, he took drugs. He's not gifted. He's like every other ectomorph. He couldn't gain muscle. He was small and tiny. Small little tiny ectomorph. He took steroids. Okay, man? He read Reg Park's fucking biography.
His insertions, again, shoulder structure, muscle insertions, waist size. Look at pictures of him even as a young lifter, as a teenager. Do most people realize the average gym goer, guys who've been training hard for 10 years, don't look as good as he did at like age 16 or 17? Do we understand?
He's 16 and 17. He looks small with like fucking, I don't know, 14-inch arms. What are you talking about? He looks tiny. He looks like an ectomorph.
This? Are we all clear? At 16, 17 years old, he had a physique dramatically better than most guys who've been working out for 9 or 10 years. Already.
No, he had a tiny, skinny little physique. I saw it.
Couldn't have learned that much about how to lift. He didn't have enough time to grow that much. He had a better physique than guys I know who've been using stuff for years and years. Still better physique. On average. Like, he just had a better average physique
Yeah, steroids.
than the average guy who's doing that. He just did. Genetics.
Yeah, genetics, steroids, injecting plant genetics in you. He injected some plant genetics, and guess what? They gave him this phony look.
Okay. He obviously used a lot of stuff, and he was honest about that and admitted it. Like,
Oh, finally, Blaha says he used a lot of stuff. He used plant genetics, right, Blaha? He injected plant genetics in him, didn't he?
he was very open about it because it wasn't illegal back then. Okay, so you have that, right? Throw that factor in, and then the other thing, you combine those two things. You got amazing genetics for it, and you got.
Yes, he had some amazing plant genetics. He injected in himself, yes, to create that artificial look.
Magical supplements.
I love it. Magical supplements. Blaha's fucking out of here,
They
man.
say what they are. We all know what I mean by magical supplements. Not stuff you buy at the gym.
What do you mean, Blaha, by magical supplements? What do you buy where? At the gym? Where? What is it? Steroids?
And then he trained really, 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 really hard.
He did not train really, really, really hard. I think this guy's a fucking delusional. He saw Arnold Schwarzenegger in some fucking movie called Pumping Iron, and it's in the back of his head. Look, Arnold trained hard. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Ah. Arnold trained nothing. He trained nothing. That was all for show, that movie. Get it? Those movies and those clips that he filmed were all show him moaning, screaming, and lifting and whatever heavy outside with the friends or something. In reality, he never really trained that hard. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
We need to be clear here. That's your combination that produces professional bodybuilders. And
So drugs create professional bodybuilders. Yeah, because they're fake.
amazing physiques. Great
Where again, great genetics, this, that. Here's the thing, man. If I was a bodybuilder back in the past and these drugs never existed, I would have swept the floor with all these bodybuilders being a 285.
genetics, lots and lots of special supplements, and training really, really hard. That's kind of a winning combination.
Basically, the drugs. That's what you need. He's lying to you. Blaha's lying to you. I don't know what kind of drugs Blaha takes. Maybe he buys it at the candy store. They're kind of fakey. They don't work. His drugs, they don't work, man. So he's all upset and everything.
Isn't it? So people say, so that's his routine. Forget all the other stuff. There's his routine. You gonna pull that off? Of course not. So that's the problem. When you see the influencer, you've got to even step back and look at the genetics first. And this is why I say to people, you need to understand how training works, and you need to know how to train correctly for people who are not just amazingly gifted with all these advantages. Okay? Otherwise, because before long, what's going to happen? You're going to say, aha, I read this book by a guy who made $1 billion telling me how to get rich. It'd be cool if he started from nothing, but then you look and he had all these advantages in life that you don't have. And maybe even his mindset itself might be part of it. You know, but so you're competing with that. You know, oh, my dad gave...
We're gonna make an outfit based around some of my favorite GLD pieces. So,
you know, oh, my dad gave me, $500,000 startup capital. Well, that's a hell of a jump start.
Yeah, but not everybody was like that.
You know, there you go. There's one of your tips right there, man. If you want to get really rich, get $500,000, $1 million from your dad, and then use it and invest it wisely. See, that works. That's what has a high success rate, just like the genetics. So,
Man, he must be so jealous. He's got to make up stuff. Jesus.
some of the girls will do the same thing. They see this influencer. This is what she did to get those amazing glutes. Might want to figure out what her glutes and booty looked like before she started training. Because if she's didn't get there by even doing, probably did have really great genetics for that, but is she doing a bunch of deep, heavy squats, deep leg presses, Romanian deadlifts, reverse hypers, all that stuff? Is that what she's doing? She's doing those things, okay, but if she's doing a bunch of ineffective, silly stuff, and you were not blessed with the God-given booty that she had, you see the problem? And there's the other issue. A lot of your social media influencers actually don't
It's funny, she created that booty with drugs.
know that much about training. And what they know about is how to pick their parents. Picking the right parents and being real handy with a needle gets you pretty far as far as having an impressive physique. And even more so if you can get your diet really super strict, because that's the other thing too. You go back and look at someone like Arnold. He was crazy strict on his dieting. Okay, all these people who are talking about, oh, I want to fit my map.
How would he know that? How does he know what Arnold did?
Oh, so I've got to have this junk food working every day into my calories. No, that dude had discipline. He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. There was no junk. There was no junk. There was no, I'm going to work some treats in. That's not how he got that physique. He was rigorous with his diet on top of it. That's kind of a big advantage. If you're a person who, compared to some of these influencers, guys who their whole life revolves around that discipline with their food, you might want to skip out on that whole flexible dieting thing. Just saying. But there's the thing. That's what it comes down to. Their routine may not even be that good. Oftentimes, some of them have routines that objectively, and forms and exercise selection and volumes that are objectively below average. They're bad. A lot of them.
Man, they were just creating artificial muscles, okay, using drugs. Jesus.
They really don't know what they're doing, but they don't have to as long as they just train hard enough and they ride those genes that mommy and daddy gave them. Okay? That is not where you need to
ask yourself this question. If muscle rapidly adapts through the repeated bout effect phenomenon, it's the protective effect from muscle getting damaged with a repeated bout, and you're not gaining any more muscle, okay, through the progenitor cell, okay? It's beyond this muscle growth stuff. And so you're adapted. So a guy comes, he takes steroids, and then all of a sudden he starts getting bigger and has a particular look, and he's lifting a weight. Do you think that steroids could bypass MND size limit? That they give you a new adaptation if you're adapted? They somehow magically bypassed it. That's how he got that look, especially that very muscular look, which your hormones can't create. Your hormones can't create that specific look that these fake bodybuilders on drugs, they take these drugs and it gives them a particular look. Your hormones are not doing that. Why? Why is that? Because they're doing something artificial. It's fake. It's temporary. It doesn't last. It doesn't work because it's not based on human hormones. It's based on toxic plant hormones and toxicity. Okay, bro?
be figuring out how to train. If they don't coach people who are average and get amazing results, then they're a bad source of information. And I've seen it countless times.
They're average and get amazing results. Don't listen to them or something? What?
How many pro bodybuilders, people with pro cards, men and women have you seen whose clients don't even look like they lift? I've been watching it for
whose clients don't even look like they lift? What?
25 years. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on.
Blaha, steroids do not build muscles, and when you go off the steroids, bye-bye to the fake look that you created. Christ, man. I love seeing people when they crash on these drugs and stuff after, and it just diminishes the shit out of them, and they become like nothing. A used up, dried up drug addict. Well, some, they took the drugs for a short time, they made it. A lot of them go too long on it. They're all dried up, used up, whatever. I don't know. Some stay on it. It's all relative. There's all kinds of drug addicts out there. Cocaine addicts, marijuana, this, that, fucking steroid addicts, fentanyl, blah, blah, blah. Some diminishes them, kills them. Some they keep going. Even smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, whatever, all day. I don't know. They haven't really completely died, but it does shrivel them up. I'll see you in the next one, man. Tell what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. He's so stupid when it comes to these things. He loves to make up stuff, Blaha, doesn't he? He's so jealous of everybody that's better than him, man. He can't handle the truth. But whatever. It's a lot of fake stuff there. His channel's fake, too. See you in the next one.